Hello everyone, welcome back on this 50 minutes interview on AgriAdventures radio program, YouTube channel and Facebook. Today we'll have the opportunity to speak with Victoria McClurg. Sorry, this is a surname that I'm not used to pronounce, so I hope that it was the right pronunciation. Anyway, Victoria, she is a cheesemaker. She had been studying in winemaking before became a cheesemaker. Then she'd been traveling overseas. She spent a lot of time in France, for what she will say to us. And she decided to bring over in Barossa Valley cheese production to make available cheese for the locals, but also to set more of the cheese Barossa style all over Australia. This is part of the 50 minutes interview on AgriAdventures, and see you after the interview. Enjoy it. Ciao. Hello everyone, welcome back on the AgriAdventures YouTube channel, Facebook page, and welcome back on the AgriAdventures radio program on Radio Italia 1 Adelaide. In our 50 minutes interview today, we have a chat with Victoria McClurg. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty close. Well done.
Sorry about that. I have to practice a little bit my pronunciation. So, welcome Victoria in the AgriAdventures radio program.
Thank you.
And so today we would like to learn a little bit more about you and about what do you do over there. So for what I know, you are located in Barossa Valley, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, in Angaston, in the Barossa. Yeah.
And I see behind you Pac-Man thingy.
A big tree.
Oh, so this is a cheese shape. So I have a feeling that we know what we're gonna speak about. Is that right?
Yeah, a little bit.
We're gonna speak about cheese. So, Victoria, you are the owner, or you are a business partner in the Barossa Valley Cheese. Is that right?
Yeah, it's my business. So I started it 17 years ago, or over 17 years ago now.
Oh.
Started it with my mum.
Oh, okay. So, you said that you are from Ireland. Is that originally you from Ireland, or that's your family moved here in Australia?
My family. So my parents moved from Northern Ireland, or in the early 70s,
Okay.
So 1970, 71, and they came out here, and this is where I was born. But yeah, our background is obviously Irish.
Okay. And why they moved over here? Do you know why?
They were very young, so they were only 20 years old, and at that point in time there was lots of troubles in Northern Ireland with Protestant and Catholic, and so there was a big religious divide, and my parents believe in equality and everyone living a wonderful life together, and so they wanted to get away from those troubles and come over to Australia, where they thought that they could create a better life for themselves and their family. So that's why they moved out here. And I think they're often called the 10-pound poms, because it would only cost £10 to hop on a boat and then come across to Australia.
Oh wow, that was really good price. At least I don't know what was the value. Yeah. I don't know what was the value, but you know, it sounds nice.
Good value, yeah. And they landed in South Australia because my dad really likes the idea of fishing, and on the map of Australia that you saw in Northern Ireland, there was lots of lakes in South Australia, and so he thought that he could go fishing, but obviously those lakes are actually just salt water, and so not able to be fished in. So it was quite a surprise for him when he landed here.
What they have done, they started straight away with the idea to work in food production, or it's something that came from you?
No, not at all. So my family are all in property development and real estate. And then for me, I studied winemaking at Adelaide University, and I kind of fell into that. It was just something that I was interested in. And so I did my winemaking degree, and then I travelled all over the world making wine and eating lots of food, and I fell in love with the idea of making cheese. I spent a lot of time in France, and in France, obviously, there's lots of cheeses that are very specifically regional, and so I just absolutely loved that. And then when I came back here to Australia, there was nobody making cheese in the Barossa, and the Barossa is obviously very well known for wine. And so I decided that it was a good opportunity, and I was young enough to start something. And so I convinced my mum, who was semi-retired, to come and join me in making cheese. And that's what we did. We made cheese during the week, and then on the weekends we sold it in our retail shop. So yeah.
Do you sell also overseas, or your main market it's South Australia?
So our market is just Australia at this point in time. So we send our product all over Australia. So all the independent grocery stores and gourmet food shops have access to our product. We don't supply the big supermarket chains, but the small ones, because we're a bit more of a boutique, smaller producer. So we don't process massive quantities of milk. We only process about 8,000 to 10,000 litres of milk each week, which is not very much. And that's all handmade here in our factory in Angaston.
Is that your office, or is a place where people can come to visit?
It's where people can come to visit. So we have a cellar door, and where I'm sitting now is part of our cellar door. So people can come in and they can taste the product and then buy here on site. We also offer lots of experiences where people can taste the cheese and match it with wine or matched with tea, and some other special experiences like matching it with cider and tokay. And yeah, it's just a really immersive cheese experience. And the cheeses that we sort of specialize in are more of the softer, fresh styles of cheese. We do a few hard cheeses, but more soft and fresh. Not so many of the Italian styles, because some of our colleagues make beautiful Italian cheese in Adelaide, but we're probably a bit more of the French style.
Okay, so we have soft cheeses. And do you use a different type of milk, or do you have one favorite type of milk?
So we source all of our cow's milk from a local dairy farm. It's about 10 minutes away, and we've always collected their milk. So we've had a great relationship with them for over 17 years now. And then our goat's milk we collect from, or they actually bring it to us. It's from just out of Murray Bridge, and we've been accessing their milk for about 12 years. And every now and then we get a little bit of buffalo milk, but not very often.
Perfect. Even though it's French style, but I think it's more French, but Barossa style. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And that's really important to us. So we wanted to make something that is authentically regional, so that we can put our hand on our heart and say it's Barossa cow's milk made in the Barossa and made by people that live in the Barossa.
And if someone will be interested in Adelaide or in Australia to find your products, do you have a website or you have a Facebook page that people can access?
Yes, we do. So we have our website, which is barossacheese.com.au.
Yeah.
We also have our Facebook and our Instagram, which is just Barossa Cheese. And so people are able to access our product from there. They can buy packages of cheese online, and we send them all across Australia. Or they can have a look at on our contacts page that shows you a list. They put in their suburb, and it shows you a list of all the places close by that have our cheese.
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah,
so you
easy.
go there, you say, or you can order directly, you can simply go to buy straight away. If we cannot wait to have Barossa cheese coming in our house, is that correct?
We try and make it easy. Yeah.
Easier than that. I mean, I'm coming from Italy. We have so many different varieties of cheese that we don't have this distribution. Like you have to go and visit. That's why the AgriAdventure concept, which is you go there and then you taste over there, so you can learn more for who produce. And so why, apart the fact, obviously, I had the feeling that you choose produce cheeses for passion for
Yeah.
wine, but also passion for food. And and you've been bringing this idea in your business for the last 17 years. Where would you like to go? Like, what's the idea that you would like to bring over with this, and what's the vision?
So for us, I think our aim is to really educate people. We're still at the beginning of our journey. I still have a long list of products that I would like to make that are more regional. We're working on developing products that are very much a unique Barossa experience, as opposed to something like we do camemberts and we do brie, which is okay. But we want to create something that is not replicated in other areas. It's something that's very unique to us, and it's something that shows the characteristics and the terroir of the region. So we're working on that. I'm hoping that we'll have that achieved within the next 10 years. That would be great. It's a long process. We're still very much learning what we're doing and how to do things better. And it's just, yeah, it's an ongoing education for us and ongoing opportunities. So I think what I'd really love to see actually in the cheese industry in general is more people producing something that's authentically Australian. And how
Mm.
we come about with that is everyone's journey in the cheese industry. Yeah,
Yeah,
rather than trying to be European, let's try and be authentically Australian.
absolutely, absolutely. That's I agree totally. That's why one of the motives I came here in Australia the first time it was to learn more about Australian wines. And also when I came over
Yep.
here the first time, I was surprised because there was a lot of replication. That's what you just said. And to me, as
Yes.
Italian, there was not really a need of that. I mean, Australia is Australia and is
Yep.
beautiful for that. So having businesses that they are trying to take out what Australia is in terms of food, it's probably amazing. That's what
Yeah.
we need, especially when we are foreigners. They're coming over for a week of time or for 10 days. We don't want
Yeah.
to taste our cheeses. We want to taste your cheeses, which is really, really good.
That's right. Yeah, I think in Australia we've had lots of people coming into the country and calling Australia home, and so we have a diverse perspective on what the different opportunities are here. And a lot of people have brought their knowledge, so they've brought their knowledge from Italy or from France or from the UK, and that's started to create a really interesting food opportunity in Australia, because we can mix all of those characters together, the influences of Asia coming into Australia. We're so diverse, and there's no limitations in our country. We can make whatever we want. We don't have to make a particular cheese in a particular way, and that's what's really, really exciting. I love that.
You're giving me shivers because that's what I say, what I saw the first time. When I came over here, I had the opportunity to try food that I never had the chance to try in Italy because it was coming from other
Yeah,
cultures. But what it made
yeah,
to me was amazing. It was the fusion of it. That's why I'm really a fan of a fusion of this because
yes,
that is that like it's so difficult to have it. Like it's so cool. It's really nice having local food producers that they want cooperate and they want not just promote themselves, but what you say, promote South Australia or Australia, even though it seems ridiculous. But a lot of people, that's why I do this radio program, a lot of people in Adelaide, they don't know about Adelaide. They don't know about South
that's right.
Australia. So
That's exactly right. It's quite interesting how many people don't travel in their own state. We know a lot more about other countries, but not so much about our own state. Yeah.
Exactly. And quick question: how many people are working with you at the moment?
We have 15 staff, so half of them are out in production, and then the other half are doing our retail sales.
That
Yeah,
is
so
good.
it's lots of people to look after.
Exactly. That's what I was asking because the one of the main visions of AgriAdventures is to help a local food producer to access the tourism as product diversification in order to make them more sustainable. So
Yes,
being specialized in hospitality and industry, I know how hard it is produce food, and having the opportunity to promote food during these experiences allows these businesses to be, can say, be able to provide for the local families. So
that's right. Yeah,
that's why I've
that's
been
exactly.
asking you, because 15 people to have work together, it doesn't look like, but it's really a look after
Yeah,
the.
it is. And I think, the importance, especially in regions, is, we need to support families, we need to support the community by actually providing jobs for the community. So we could have been a very small business that just provided work for myself and my mum and stayed small, but we chose to create something that can have a legacy and can be something that is passed on to other families. So at the moment, I'm the custodian of the business, and we started the business, and we've created this team and cheese family with all of our staff and our workers and all of our customers coming in. But we want to grow that, and we want to grow it so that we're all still a small business, but we're nurturing and supporting other families in the region, and that we're supporting our farmers most importantly, because our farming community, they're the ones that don't get paid enough for their produce, and
Yes.
we want to support our farmers. We want them to be there for another 10 generations of their farm, not going, this is too hard, and walking away. Our farmers are so resilient, and we want to support that. So that was one of actually the primary reasons why I started the business in the first place, is to add to value adding to agriculture in the Barossa.
Perfect. You said everything. Okay. Thank you very much, Victoria, for being with us for this 50 minutes interview on the AgriAdventures radio program, YouTube and Facebook, all these platforms. I'm looking to see your products at the next community market, and looking to maybe one day coming and visit. That would be really
Excellent.
cool. Thank
I'd
you.
be happy to show you around.
Thank you again, and see you the next time.
Great. Thank you. See you.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.
So, we learned from Victoria about her business and what is the dream, the vision, to not just to produce cheese, but also produce cheese with local sourced milk, supporting the food producers in South Australia, supporting the local economy and the communities. So it's a pretty big vision which appeal really well to the AgriAdventures project. And now we know where she's located, so you have a little bit of time. If you want to go along in Barossa Valley, you can taste some cheeses, you can learn more about cheese production with match, wine, tea and other options. I hope that you enjoyed this quick 50 minutes interview on the radio and on the socials of AgriAdventures. And please remember, visit the website www.agriadventures.com.au for more about these AgriAdventures interviews and events and opportunities to spend your time supporting the local economy through experiences here in South Australia. This is Simone, and see you the next time here on the AgriAdventures. Have a great day. Ciao, ciao.